little bit of a look into the hairpin. Oh, might have been a bit of contact there as Wilco runs a little bit wide. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Drivers Room. We're in the Sunday League today. This is season 3 of 2020, round 2, tier 2, and we're racing the Nissan GTR Group 3s, one make race at Circuit de Saint Croix, B layout. Let's take a look, see how qualifying went today. Pole position today we have Kuska, starting on the Racing Super Softs, making his debut today in the Drsl, so yet another new face in the Drivers Room as we're expanding even more. Obviously another quick driver with tier 1 potential sticking on pole in his debut. Let's see how he gets on. In second place we have Terminal Goat, starting on the Racing Super Softs, a solid second place finish for Goat last round in the Ford GT. Carries that pace over again to this week in the Group 3 class Nissan with a good qualifying position, starting from second today. In third place today we have Jason, starting on the Racing Softs, 12th place finish for Jason last round, obviously a lot more comfortable in the GTR today. Great qualifying position, starting from third, has to fancy his chances on a move back up to T1 next season, but has some very stiff competition and it's a very narrow skill gap in tier 2. In fourth place today we have Angels Fan, starting on the Racing Super Softs, made his debut only a few weeks ago in the Drsl but did miss the opening round of season 3 last week. Back today with a good qualifying performance. Let's see if he can fight for a top 3 finish today. In fifth place today we have Boss, starting on the Racing Super Softs, finished 6th last round, I believe, picking up 10 points, which was his 29th top 10 finish in 41 races, so looking for his 30th top 10 today. Still chasing that elusive podium, but a good qualifying performance today, starting from 5th. Let's see what he can do. In 6th place today we have Jules, starting on the Racing Super Softs, solid podium drive from Jules last round, picking up 3rd place. This will be his 35th race in tier 2, starting just outside the top 5 today. Let's see how he gets on. In 7th place today we have Jammy D, Racing Softs on the front, Super Softs on the back, finished 11th last round I believe, needs better results moving forward to improve on his 9th place finish last season. Decent quality today, let's see what he can do starting from the midfield. In 8th place today we have Nightmare Racer, starting on the Super Softs, 10th place finish for Nightmare last round, which was his 25th top 10 in 44 races. Again, another driver, needs better results to improve on his 7th place finish last season. See what he does from 8th today. And in 9th place today we have AGT Grimlock, Racing Softs on the front, Super Softs on the back. 8th place finish for Grim last round as he completed his 40th tier 2 race and 31st top 10 finish. Has a lot to do starting from 9th today. Let me see how he gets on. And in 10th place today we have Scary Guy, starting on the Racing Super Softs. Reasonably good quality today from Scary, who did bring the car home in the 15th last round excuse me, on his Drsl debut. So let's see if he can get amongst the midfield battles today, starting from 10th. And in 11th place today we have Munro, starting on the Racing Softs, 13th last round for Munro as he made his 25th appearance in the tier 2 Sunday League. Really starting to build on some pace now though, so let's see if we can turn this one like pace into good race pace and see how it gets on in the Group 3 GTR today. And in 12th place today we have Big Shadow, starting on the Racing Super Softs, 9th place for Shadow last round, picking up 7 points. This would be Shadow's first full season in the Drivers Room Sunday League. Again, another new driver as Drivers Room starts to expand, and we'll see how the pecking order falls as the season goes on. He's got a lot to do starting from 12th today. And in 13th place today we have Coolio, starting on the Racing Softs. Stunning drive from Coolio last round as he picked up his first pole and race win in tier 2. Polar opposite today though, as his qualifying performance puts him right at the back of the grid. Maybe not a fan of this particular car and track combo, but yeah, he's got a lot to do starting from 13th today. In 14th place today we have JC, starting on the Racing Super Softs, 14th last round for JC and finished 14th last season, funnily enough. Only way is up from here, so to speak, so let's see if we can keep it consistent today and make some places up the grid. In 15th place today we have Craig, starting on the Racing Super Softs. This will be Craig's first appearance this season, having missed last week's race. Finds himself at the back today, nothing to lose from here, again like JC. In front, a consistent drive today, and he should make up some places moving forward. But yeah, that is our grid walk for today. Let's get underway. Here we are then on the grid at Circuit de Saint Croix, about to get underway. Round 2, Tier 2, the Drivers' Room Sunday League. Cusker on pole as we build the revs up, and we're underway. He's got Jason right, but it looks like Jason's had a good start from 3rd place there, and he's going to get alongside Cusker into T1. Cusker could be in trouble here. Looks like Goats had a good launch as well. A little bit of door rubbing there as Jason just understeers into the side of Cusker a little bit. They both lose momentum. It looks like Goats took advantage of that, moved up in the 1st place on the exit of T1. So yeah, you've got Goat up to 1st place now. You've got Jason and Cusker still side by side. There's the pack all bunching up behind them. Just keep an eye on this battle for the moment. It looks like Cusker's just about done enough to get back into 2nd place, but has lost to 1st place on this opening lap. You've got Jason in 3rd now. We'll have a quick run through the grid. Angels in 4th, Jules in 5th, Boss in 6th, Grimlock in 7th. So Grimlock did start in 9th, made a couple of places up there. Coolio's moved up from 13th place on the grid up into 8th. Jamie D in 9th place. Jamie D's dropped a couple of places there. JC in 10th. Big Shadow and Nightmare Racer side by side over the bridge. Looked like Nightmare was moving up into 11th place there, but I think Big Shadow's done enough, just hung that round the outside there, retains his 11th place for the moment. You've got Nightmare in 12th, Craig in 13th, Scary Guy in 14th. You've got Munro right at the back of the grid now in 15th, did start 11th place. I think he had a little bit of an instant T1. But anyway, back to the front of the pack. You've got Terminal Goat in the lead of this race. Under a little bit of pressure from Cusker now. He's well up to speed after that little bit of bogging down at the start. Looks like he swept round the outside. That's a really good overtake there. Gets the job done round the outside after the straight. So Terminal Goat down to 2nd now. Still Jason in 3rd, holding off Angels, Fan and Jules. Look really close together behind him at the moment. Grimlock up to 6th place now. It's a really good start from Grim. Started from 9th on the grid up to 6th place now. Jamie D back up to 7th. A little bit of contact with the wall there. Coolio might get a run on him. But, Jamie D doing enough to hold on to 7th place for the moment. Coolio in 8th. Oh, it's a poor exit there. I think. Oh, Big Shadow's just been caught out by Boss in front. He just tried to take a bit of avoiding action, and yeah, Boss just clipping the wall on the exit of the final corner there. And Big Shadow right behind him. That's Angels Fan off the track. Oh, he's lost the back end as well. Jules just about holds on to that, keeps control of the car. Sorry, stays in 6th place. Angels Fan dropping right back down the pack now. You've got Grimlock up into 5th place. And oh, who's that in front? Bit of lag spike there from Jamie D. But Jamie D up into 4th place now as well. So all kicking off at the front of the pack. The top 3 retaining positions at the moment. So you've got Jules in 6th, Coolio 7th, Boss in 8th now, JC 9th, Nightmare 10th. Angels Fan dropping right down the back to 14th. There's a really big accident there from Angels Fan, as he was running well in 4th place. And Big Shadow right behind him recovering as well. That's someone else off the track there. I think Scary's had an incident on the entry to the bridge. Dropping back through the field also. As Munro moves back up to 12th place after dropping to the back of the field after lap 1. We've got Craig in 11th now, who did start 15th, right behind Nightmare Racer. And yeah, struggling to keep up with this a little bit at the moment. We'll have a quick run through the grid again. So Cusker well out in front now. He's really extended that gap out to Goat. As I say, this is Cusker's debut in the Sunday League, and looking very impressive at the moment. Terminal Goat, again another new face in the Sunday League, did finish 2nd place last round, is looking good again today for a podium. Jason staying in touch in 3rd, seems to have opened up a gap to all this chaos behind now, as Jamie D still out in front of this pack in 4th place, Grimlock in 5th, Jules 6th, JC in 7th. Bosky in 8th, Coolio in 9th place. and see him keep it all neat and tidy through this final corner. There's just a little bit of door rubbing there from, I think that's JC in the Milwaukee livery, but has got away with it. So it must have been Grimlock. Where's Grimlock gone? Right down to 10th. It's been absolutely swallowed up by that pack. Let's have a quick look back, see what happened there. So yeah, just struggling a little bit to keep up with the action early on, not even 5 minutes into the race, and been quite a few positions changing hands throughout the first few laps. Yeah, this is coming up to the final corner of lap 2, so maybe it was Grimlock I see up ahead, just made contact with the wall there. Yeah, big shunt, so he loses a lot of momentum, and you see so many cars. You've got 5th place as Jamie D's disappearing down the road a little bit. Nightmare Races is taking some avoiding action there, right down to Craig in 11th place, so 4th to 11th, almost racing nose to tail, and a lot of the time side by side. This may well allow Jamie just to disappear down the road a little bit. So now I've got Bosk and Jules side by side coming up to this left-hander. I think that's Coolio behind as well. Yeah, proper struggling with this one. As we're 3 abreast coming up to this tight section before the bridge, as everyone just sorts themselves out and gets in a single file just about, as come onto the bridge on lap 3. Yeah, 5-minute mark now, and yeah, this battle looks set to continue for quite a while now, as I say, yeah, Jamie in 4th place, got a little bit of a gap back to 5th now, as JC is the man in 5th, Boss in 6th, and it's probably a little bit of a gap, so this, Boss still will get that slipstream, and that is Nightmare Racer right up the gearbox of Jules. Keep an eye on this, coming down to the next braking zone. Absolute train of cars at the moment. Grimlock locking up on the locking the brakes up there a little bit. He's under pressure from Coolio still. And yeah, Craig right behind this battle, and I think Angels fans just got a move done on Munro there. As Munro just losing the back end a little bit on the exit of the corner there. We've got Angels fan up into 12th place now. Munro in 13th, Big Shadow in 14th, Scary in 15th now, as he looks like he's had an instant at the back of the pack. But yeah, back with the lead of the race, Kuska. Extending that lead some more by the looks of it. 2 minutes, 2:08.2 last lap, 2:09.4. So 1.2 seconds quicker on the last lap. Looking about a second quicker than Jason on the last lap as well. 2:09.4, so now that Jamie's in some clean air, does have quite a bit of pace on him. As JC says his personal best now, he's at the front of this pack, hasn't managed to drop Jules though, and it's Nightmare nearly loses it, just about keeps it pointing in the right direction. It drops back to 9th, and Craig takes a look, and I think Coolio as well. So Craig's made up a place on Coolio and Nightmare there. So Coolio earlier on, Nightmare just as he lost momentum through that corner, but Nightmare fighting back up into 10th again, and Coolio back down to 11th. We'll see if we eventually get a bit of field spread with these guys. That doesn't look to be the case at the moment. Sorry for the front runners, but this is where all the action is at the moment. Grimlock looks like he had a good exit, as he got Bosch down to 8th again now, was running in 6th, so all these positions changing hands again. See, Grimlock looks like he's going to take a look on Jules, come up to his right hander, not quite close enough. So 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th staying as they are for now. Look like Grim going a little bit defensive there from the threat behind from Bosk. Extremely close racing with these guys at the moment. As Jules still putting JC under a lot of pressure. you say, it's allowed Jammy D just to disappear down the road a little bit now. And Craig in 9th, 10th, 11th, and it looks like, yeah, Big Shadow's got ahead of Angels Fan. Excuse me. So Angels Fan down to 13th now, Shadow up into 12th. Munro 14th, looks like Scary's closing the gap to Munro a little bit. Yeah, 2:14, good lap from Munro last time, but looks like he's had an instant that last lap. He's got a Scary Guy diving into the pits on the 10-minute mark. There's Cusker getting a bit leery onto the entry onto the bridge there. Still setting some phenomenal lap times. Consistent lap times from Goat behind in 2nd place as well. And Jason's picking up the pace now as well, 2:09.2. Starting to close that delta on Terminal Goat up ahead. 2:10 from Jamie D last lap. JC still ahead of this pack with Jules in 6th, Grimlock 7th, Craig scraping the wall on the entry into that corner. Craig in 9th, Coolio just getting an overtake done on Nightmare there on the exit of the bridge. Coolio up to 10th now, Nightmare in 11th. Yeah, Cusker doing a really good job out in front at the moment. So they just come up to the end of lap 5 now, a little bit of tyre wear kicking in. We'll see if he comes in at the end of this stop and commits to a 2-stopper, or pushes to around the 15-minute mark for a 1-stopper today. But yeah, Goat doing a good job in 2nd place, but Jason is definitely closing that gap up behind now. Yeah, so the top 3 guys all going round again by the looks of it. Jammy D also. Really good tyre wear from Jammy at the moment anyway. JC 5th, this little group coming through now, and that is Jules peeling off into the pits. And Nightmare Racer by the looks of it, so they're splitting the strategies a little bit between what was 5th to 11th place basically. So you've got a couple of guys pitting around the 10-minute mark, switching things up a little bit. But yeah, JC still in 5th now, so a little bit of breathing room now. Jules has pitted. See if Grimlock can start to close the gap up to JC as well. Or if JC can try and extend it a little bit, but Boss still putting Grimlock under pressure as well. Craig up into 8th now. Those guys has pitted. That looks like Coolio nearly taking a look there, but just slots back in. As I say, you don't really want to be going side by side through this section. You'll either crash or lose bucket loads of time. So yeah, good exit here on the bridge. Looks like he might well get an overtake done here. Craig does have the inside. We've seen a few overtakes done around the outside of this left-hander coming up. I think Craig might have just looked like he overshot his brakes there, but doing just a little bit of a wiggle, getting the power down. As I say, just done enough to hold on to 8th place there, but just on the exit of that corner, just lost traction and lost a lot of speed. There's Coolio up into 8th place again now, Craig in 9th. Jules rejoining the race in 10th, just ahead of Big Shadow critically. So he's got some clean air now, get some good laps in and get an undercut done, because he probably will have to pit again. So he has to make the most of this now. Same as Nightmare Racer, out on the fresh rubber now. Should start closing that gap up to Big Shadow up ahead pretty soon. Angels Fan 13th, Munro in 14th, and Scary Guy in 15th. As we got the race leader Cusker pitting the 13-minute mark. Terminal Goat going again. Terminal Goat definitely looking to, definitely will hit the 15-minute mark now. Let's see what Cusker can do on this strategy. He looks like he's just rejoining the race now in 3rd place, just behind Jason. Does have a bit of clean air to run into though, but yeah, Jason in 2nd, Cusker rejoining 3rd, Jammy going round again in 4th place, committing to a 1-stopper by the looks of it. Bosk and Grimlock still battling it out as they're side by side through T1. Looks like Boss has got the job done there. So yeah, good overtake there up into 5th place. Grim down to 6th now. Coolio in 7th. JC saying 8th on the fresh rubber, and Jules. So this was the fight before, wasn't it, for 5th and 6th? So Jules not getting an undercut done there. It was Jules and Nightmare that pitted a little lap earlier than the guys in front. So JC doing enough there to rejoin the race ahead of Jules by the looks of it. So you got a little bit untidy through that section there. Nightmare race all over the back of him, and only a matter of time there as Big Shadow's coming up to the end of his first stint on the worn tyres. So Nightmare up into 10th place now. Shadow down to 11th. Next man down the road, Craig on the fresh rubber. Should be looking to close that gap up to Shadow before this lap is out. Angel's 13th, Munro 14th, Scary in 15th. So we've got race leader Terminal Goat now. It's coming up to the end of lap 7. We'll be pitting, I'd imagine, at the end of this lap. And that should promote Cusker back into the lead of the race. And I imagine Jason will also be pitting at the end of this lap. Terminal Goat into the pits, and Cusker around the last corner to take lead of the race, and Jason peeling off into the pits as well. Jammy should also be pitting the end of this lap. So really good tyre wear from Boss as usual. Does dive into the pits, but again looks after his tyres better than most. There's a Coolio coming through now, make up a few places. That's Jason just coming out of the pits, so he's got a bit of an undercut done on Jason. Or has Coolio even pitted actually? I don't think Coolio's pitted, saying that. Looking at the fuel level. But Jason rejoining the race in 4th, just ahead of JC and Jules, as these two guys still battling out for 5th and 6th again now, as everyone's got their pit stops done. Apart from Coolio, I'm getting a little bit confused here. I'm pretty sure Coolio hasn't pitted. Pretty sure. Anyway, Jason in 4th on the fresh rubber. JC and Jules about a lap apart on strategy at the moment. JC still doing enough to fend off Jules, although he's had a little bit of a poor exit there. And this could be Jules up into 5th place. See how good he is, and he's already a car length ahead. So he moves across to go a little bit defensive, but he has left the door open. He's late enough on the brakes there, and keeps hold of that 5th place. Jules up into 5th, JC down to 6th now. Grimlock out in 7th place. Jamie D finally makes his pit stop and rejoins in 8th place. But does have a few drivers up ahead of him that are committed to a 2-stopper, I believe, so should make up some places as the race goes on. It's good lot of action at the moment. Nightmare in 9th place. Boss in 10th, Craig in 11th, Big Shadow 12th, Munro 13th, Angels in 14th, and Scary Guy in 15th. Cusker out in front, running away with this race a little bit at the moment. May have to stop again, I'm not sure, but I think he's got enough. He should make up enough time to earn himself a pit stop the way he's driving at the moment. Terminal Goat in 2nd place on his first out lap, along with Jason behind. We'll keep an eye on these times as someone else, that's Coolio diving into the pits. So that is Coolio's first pit of the race, and that will promote a couple of drivers back up the field. He's got a good short stint now, so should be very quick for the second half of this race. Let's have a check where rejoining the race in 10th place there, just ahead of Craig. So should be quick for the remainder of this race. Looks like Jules has pulled quite a gap to JC there. So thought he put a wheel on the grass there. 209.6, 208. So Jules has got a lot of pace this stage of the race. He's a lot quicker than, he's a second a lap quicker than Jason up ahead. And And Jason looks a lot quicker than Goat this stage of the race as well. 2 minute 10 from Goat last lap, 2:09.6. So yeah, about a second quicker, and a second quicker again is Jules behind. So second, third, and fourth place look like that might well close up towards the end of the race. And JC not far behind in fifth. As yeah, just struggling to stay in the toe of Jules up ahead at the moment. Looking up into sixth now as Coolio is pitted, but does have to stop again. Looking at that fuel level, Jamie D will be good to the end of the race now, and as I say, should make up a couple more places at least if he keeps it neat and tidy. Nightmare Racer in eighth now. Boss in ninth, definitely good to the end of the race as well. Boss, I say Coolio 10th. Just hitting the 20-minute mark now. Outstanding drive so far from Kuska out in front, and that is JC pitting on the graphic there from what was 5th place. So Grimlock up into 5th now, but I say does have to stop again. Jamie D making up a place up into 6th. I think he's just coming out of the pits now. It's going to be close with Coolio. Coolio makes up that place as well. So JC rejoining the race in 10th, and yeah, he's got a lot to do. Try and fight back through the pack now. Craig in 11th, just dropping off the back of the top 10 at the moment. Big Shadow a bit further back in 12th, Angels in 13th, Scary in 14th, and Munro in 15th. Looks like Munro's just made his last stop of the race as well. He's on fresh rubber. But, yeah, back with the leader of the race, Kuska. So running away with this a little bit, really consistent times, has barely been out, hasn't gone above a 2:08. So yeah, really consistent. So yeah, just as I was saying a little while ago, Jason seemed to be closing the gap up. Still is closing the gap up actually. As yeah, so that when Goat set a 2:10 a couple of laps ago, obviously Jason closed the delta up a little bit. Goat responded with a 2:08.6, his personal best. He's on his personal best again, but Jason responded again and went even quicker with his personal best, 2:08 flat last lap. So yeah, this is really putting Goat under a bit of pressure at the last stage of the race. It's under 9 minutes to go now, and Jason getting very close to that slipstream. You've got Jules pitting from 4th place as well. Maybe this is just a... oh, he was critical on fuel anyways. Grimlock pitting as well, and it should be Jamie D moving up to 4th place again. So yeah, Jamie into 4th place, a good drive from Jamie. Nightmare up into 5th. May have to stop again though. And Coolio up into 6th place. Oh, as he runs wide out of T1. So Coolio will be good to the end of the race now, but and Jules rejoins in 7th. Just ahead of Boss there, and JC in 9th on the racing hards. I don't know why he's gone for the hards, but keep an eye on those lap times. May well come under pressure from Grimlock now, who's out on the fresh set of super softs until the end of the race. Set his personal best just before coming in to the pit stop on the last lap. Looks like Goat has just opened that gap up a little bit again to Jason, broken that toe. Come through his fastest section of the track. He's done a good job there. Yeah, definitely responded to the pressure behind from Jason. with 2 personal best laps in a row. Again, Jason's still a little bit quicker. I think Terminal Goat's just done a little bit more on this lap to make that second position safe. As you've got Cusker in the pits from the lead, and Jason pitting as well, so that's an interesting one. I don't think the Goat needs to pit again, and Cusker, yeah, he did do enough. Like I said, then he opened the gap up to earn himself a free pit stop, so can just have can absolutely thrash it to the end now and try and get the fastest lap if he hasn't got it already. Jason rejoining the race comfortably in 3rd place as well. I think that is pretty much the top 3 settled now. I don't think Jason's going to be able to close that gap up to Goat again, but we'll see. Jamie in 4th and Clean Air. Does have Coolio up to 5th place now. Coolio is having a battle with Jules. Oh, he had a bad exit there because Jules just swept right in front of him, taking 5th place. So Coolio back down to 6th. Boss closing the gap up in 7th. Untidy exit there as well. This might give Boss a look at the end of the bridge. So he's got the inside and a lot better momentum. It should be a pretty textbook move, and yeah, gets the job done. Boss up into 6th place now. Coolio having a bit of an up and down race at the moment. 208.8 on his last lap, but losing a couple of places within a couple of corners on the following lap. Down to 7th place now. Grimlock in 8th, and yeah, JC I think is really struggling on the racing hards. So 2 13s, 2 14s. I don't know what happened there. Might have been a genuine mistake. Yeah, I can't see you wanting to put the racing hards on. It's Nightmare in 10th, putting Craig under a lot of pressure at the moment. He's got Craig up to 9th now. He's going to take a little bit of a look at the end of this straight. No, not quite close enough. Craig holding on to 9th place. Nightmare in 10th. JC in 11th. Big Shadow, next man down the road, did a 208 flat a couple of laps ago from Big Shadow, so has got some pace. So yeah, should be looking to nick 11th place at least towards the end of the race. Angels Fan in 13th, Munro in 14th, and Scary in 15th. Under 5 minutes of the race now to go. And yeah, apologies for probably quite a few overtakes missed in the midfield battles. But yeah, been a good race so far. He's got Jason going purple now. He's probably the lightest he's been with the freshest rubber he's had. Trying to nick that fastest lap towards the end of the race. And so whether, yeah, Cusker might have the purple lap on lap 2 or 3. So yeah, everyone's setting personal best. So Jamie D responding to the pressure behind, 209.4, but Jules over a second quicker at this stage of the race. Still 2.5 minutes to go, so they're going to get this lap and one more after this, and Jules might well get himself in a position to nick 4th place right at the end. As Boss and Coolio still battling out. Boss doing enough to hold on to 6 at the moment. But Coolio going to get the benefit of the slipstream all the way down this straight. It should be pretty textbook. As yeah, there's no defence from Boss. No one up in front to give Boss a tow. He's positioned his car well though. He has positioned his car well, so look like, yeah, the moment Coolio pulled out of the slipstream there, Boss went defensive and yeah, holds on to 6th place. Yeah, good move there. Coolio still in 7th, Grimlock in 8th, Nightmare in 9th, Craig in 10th. And we have missed Jules overtaking Jamie. Let's take a quick look back. So So yeah, as we missed a few overtakes today, I think we'll go back and watch this one. Been an action-packed race from start to finish, especially the opening third of the race when you had 4th to 11th battling it out constantly. But yeah, we've got Jules in 5th place at the moment now, closing the gap up to Jammy. He's a lot quicker this stage of the race. Jammy just not getting a good exit there, and Jules just sweeping through up into 4th place. Good race from Jammy nevertheless, as he got a bit more tyre wear and a harder grade of tyre this stage of the race. A little bit inevitable as Jules is carrying a lot of pace. But yeah, Jammy in 5th place, Boss in 6th, still under pressure from Coolio in 7th. Just keeping an eye on this down the main straight as everyone coming up into the final lap of the race now. And yeah, see if we get any official finishes at the back, but I don't think Coolio's close enough to do anything in the T1, no. So, still in 7th, Grimlock in 8th, Nightmare in 9th, Craig in 10th, all coming through to complete another lap. Yeah, looks like most of the field will. Big Shadow coming through in 11th, JC 12th. So yeah, really struggling with him. Oh, he's got the Racing Super Softs back on now, and I think that is maybe JC looking to get to the 30-minute mark and not completing another lap. But yeah, real shame there, because he was running really well at one stage of the race, but might well lose out of place to Angels fan if he's not careful. Anyway, back with the lead of this race. We'll have a quick run through. So yeah, start to finish, well I say start to finish, he was down in 3rd place on the opening lap, weathered the storm of the early pressure. Once he got his nose out in front, yeah, pretty relentless pace. Really good debut from Cusker out in front. So another 2nd place, picked up 2nd in round 1 of season 3. Looks like another 2nd place for Terminal Goat coming up. Consistent drive, again weathered a bit of pressure from Jason towards the end of the race. Jason started to close the gap up, but yeah, just couldn't really do enough, as Goat did respond with some good pace of his own. Jules in 4th, and really good pace towards the end of the race there, so not a lot Jammy could do. And yeah, even Boss started to close the gap up, as Boss still under pressure from Coolio. And we'll come back to this in a minute. Yeah, so we will come watch that fight until the end, but we'll just get the official checkered flag now. Race winner Cusker, round 2 of the Drivers Room Sunday League, season 3, round 2, tier 2. Congratulations, great win from pole. So he did lose 1st place early on, but fought back pretty quickly and ran away with the race after that. Terminal Goat in 2nd place, taking the checkered flag, and Jason's picking up the last podium spot in 3rd. Congratulations guys. Jules in 4th, Jamie in 5th, and yeah, back to this fight with Boss, and yeah, looks like he'd done enough towards the end there to hold on to 6th place. Yeah, Jamie crossing the line in 5th, Boss in 6th, Coolio in 7th in the end. Very eventful race for Coolio. Grimlock bringing it home in 8th place. I think that's the 2nd 8th place result in a row now. Oh, was Craig getting a little bit untidy out of the final corner there. I don't think Nightmare's going to be close enough, but giving a little punt across the line. But Craig in 9th, Nightmare in 10th, Big Shadow bringing it home in 11th, Angels fan 12th, Munro 13th, JC 14th, and Scary 15th. But that was the Drivers Room Sunday League. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.